Okay, what if I told you that you could turn your everyday spending, the boring stuff like groceries, gas, your phone bill, into a luxury vacation you thought you could never ever afford? Well, it's not a fantasy. It's a game. And today, we're going to show you exactly how to play.
So let's just get right to it. Look at this. On the left, a pretty standard vacation cost. $3,000. Ouch. On the right, that's what a savvy points player pays. $44. Yeah, you're seeing that right. The difference is absolutely insane, and believe it or not, it's completely possible.
So, the big question is, how on earth do you do that? How do you get from $3,000 all the way down to $44,000? Well, to answer that, let me introduce you to a couple who were asking that exact same question.
So, meet James and Mary. They're probably a lot like you and me. A couple with decent jobs, a small apartment, and dreams that were way, way bigger than their bank accounts. They would scroll through social media, seeing these unbelievable pictures from Paris or Hawaii, but the numbers just never added up. A simple trip felt like this giant $4,000 wall they couldn't climb, so they just kept telling themselves, maybe one day. And, well, that day never seemed to come.
But then, one day, something happened. A totally normal conversation at the office that planted a little seed of an idea that started to crack their reality wide open.
James overhears a coworker say this, and at first it just sounds impossible, right? Like some kind of scam or crazy travel hacker talk. But the idea, business class to Italy for less than a nice dinner out, it was just too wild to ignore.
So James goes home, tells Mary, and she had the reaction most of us would have. She was like, "Are you kidding me? Banks don't just give away free stuff. There's always a catch." And she's not wrong. But that tiny little possibility, it was just too tempting for James to let go. He had to know more.
And this is the turning point. This is where they stop being spectators and decide to actually get in the game and learn the rules. So what was their first move? They got a premium travel card that came with a massive sign-up bonus. Now, 80,000 points might just sound like a big number, but in this world, it's basically a treasure chest. It's the key that unlocks free flights, fancy hotels, the whole shebang.
And the craziest part is how they unlocked it. It wasn't about spending more money, not at all. It was just about channeling the money they were already spending. Groceries, gas, their internet bill, every single dollar was now a tool, working to get them closer to that vacation.
But here's the catch Mary was talking about. Here's the secret behind it all. The banks aren't offering these incredible rewards because they're nice. They're playing their own game, and their game profits from our mistakes. They are literally betting that you will mess up.
Which brings us to the single most important rule of this entire game. This one is completely non-negotiable. You have to pay your balance in full. Every single month, always, no exceptions. The second you slip up and pay interest, the house wins. Period.
So James and Mary, they followed the rule. They got their bonus. Level 1 complete. But then they realized earning the points was only the beginning. The real magic, the real game changer, happens when you learn how to spend them. It's like finding the hidden cheat codes in a video game.
First, they discovered category multipliers. You can think of these like a score boost. Suddenly, eating out got them 3 times the points. Buying groceries, 5 times. They were racking up points so much faster, without spending a single extra dime.
And then they found the ultimate cheat code. It's not just about earning points, it's about how you redeem them. Check this out. Using them for a gift card? You get basic value. Cash back? A little better. But look at that last bar. Transferring your points directly to an airline partner? That is where the value absolutely explodes.
This right here, this is the secret that separates the beginners from the pros. It's like finding a hidden portal in the game that takes you to a secret level where every single point you've earned is suddenly worth 2, 3, or even 5 times more. It's a total game changer.
All right, let's get to the good part, the payoff. After months of being disciplined, learning the strategies, and playing the game, the moment of truth finally arrived.
Now, I gotta be clear about this. It didn't happen overnight. It took real patience. As you can see, it was 9 months of carefully planning, paying their bills on time, and stacking up those points before they were finally ready to cash in.
And here it is, their first big win, round-trip flights for 2 and a 3-night hotel stay in San Diego. And their total cost out of pocket, $44 in taxes. Mary told James she actually cried at the airport. It wasn't just about the cheap trip. It was the feeling of winning, of beating a system that usually feels impossible to beat. So for this final part, let's pull the curtain all the way back and look at the fundamental secret, the one thing that makes this entire game possible in the first place.
So what's the real secret? It's understanding this. The entire multi-billion-dollar reward system is funded by the people who don't follow the rules. It's a machine that literally runs on their mistakes. The system is built for people to overspend, to carry a balance from one month to the next, and to pay those crushingly high interest rates. That's the business model. That's where the banks make their real money.
And that's what James and Mary became. See, they weren't the bank's ideal customers. They were the exception. They were part of that small, disciplined minority who learned the rules so well that they could take all the amazing value without ever paying the price. They found the loophole.
So the game is all laid out. The rules are clear. And the rewards are just sitting there, waiting. The only price of admission is discipline. So the real question is, are you disciplined enough to be the loophole?